Yes, people. What's going on? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Saeed TV. We are live for Straightjacket podcast 286. Hope you lot are doing well. Hope everybody's doing well. And yeah, we're here on a Monday. We're consistent, you know what I'm saying, too. And we're live again, man. Big up to Minna. Big up to Nuruddin. How are you, man? Everything all good?
I'm great. Well, the weather's schizophrenic, but yeah, it feels like winter,
man.
bro. Feels like winter, but other than that, I'm good. How are you? Hi, Amina.
Yeah, what's happening, guys? Is my quality shit? Or is everything all right?
Yeah, a little bit. No, it's getting better now. It's better now. Cool. Yeah.
I'm good, man. I'm good.
I can hear you clearly.
Yeah. That's the main thing. Audio over visuals. That's what I say in life. But listen, big up to everyone who's here. Smash a like on the video. There's 360. Yeah, KG tried to call me this morning, innit? Was it on a show? I had a feeling, but I was in bed, yo. So apologies. I phoned back KG. So KG, phone me back, man. You know, I tried to call you back, man. But big up KG each and every time, man. I was thinking, yo, what's KG calling me at like 10 in the morning? I was still in bed because I watched the Ecuador game last night. So I had a lie-in. So yeah, man, apologies, KG. And yeah, man, big up to everyone here. We only have to talk with one place, and that is Ten Hag. Minna, the situation is mad. You know what I'm saying? I was in the laundrette, came back from the laundrette, seeing all the madness going on. You know what I mean? But how are you feeling? Are you? I feel like you're over it. I can see you're.
I've been over it. I've been over it.
Yeah.
I've been over it. I think. Well, I don't know, man. I'm just over it, man. This weekend was crazy, by the way. There was just so much news flying left, right, center. with Tuchel, Poch, etc. I think the manager they want is not available to them. That's it. And they're just trying to figure it out, because I feel like if you say you've got a crop of managers available, some of whom you don't have to pay compensation for.
Yeah.
You don't, they're unemployed. Poch, Tuchel, Zerbi, etc., etc. I think a decision would have been made. And also, by the way, the type of managers that United have been linked to that reportedly they've been meeting with, they're all different types. They've all different. So do INEOS know what they want, or are they just trying to figure it out? Because this idea of a review, listen, they don't need 3 weeks to make a decision on, reflect on the last 2 seasons under Erik ten Hag. They've had all the time in the world to do that. The last 3 weeks has been them trying to decide what the next step is. And I've said this kind of time and time again. I don't think they will bring in a manager they don't want, which is good. I don't want them to do that.
Thank you.
But also, if they choose to keep Erik ten Hag, and I've said this on my own channel, if they keep him for the season, that's not them backing him. That's not them backing his project. That's just them holding out for another year to basically revisit the situation next summer, at the end of the season. If they were to back Erik ten Hag, I will respect INEOS. Not that they need my respect, but I respect them if they give him a contract over a number of years. And that's not me saying that they should do that, but I'm saying if they are going to keep him, then you wholeheartedly back his project. You don't just give him 1 year and then you don't trigger his extension next season, and so he's out of the door for free. And then we're back in this review process. We're going to be back in that situation all over again. Like, I don't see it. And I've said this time and time again, bro. INEOS's roads lead to Southgate. They lead to Southgate. And no one can convince me otherwise.
You know what it is, though? I'm here to debunk all Southgate news, yeah? First of all, can anyone tell me what credible journalist said Man United are linked with Southgate? Can anyone tell me?
It's been said on Sky. It's been said on Sky.
Sky, for me, are not credible anymore.
The thing is, who do you deem as credible? Because right now, the last couple of weeks, we're sitting in...
Ornstein. He's a tier 1.
Ornstein is so you're saying he's the only credible one?
No, but he said United have no idea. Athletic, basically, they said they have no links with Southgate at all. They don't want him. He's not in their plans. He said it himself. He said it. He said, "Yo, they're not getting Southgate." So I want to know where these Southgate rumors have come from. That's what I want to know. For me personally, you know what I'm saying to you? Because I don't get the Southgate. I think it's a fantasy story that has come from Dan Ashworth. He's had links with the FA. Southgate was the one that they first appointed. Let's marry the two together, and that's where we get all the news from. That's for me personally where they've...
All right, I'm reading The Athletic right now. Yeah, this is a piece from... This was a Q&A. Ornstein does Q&As, I think, every couple of weeks. And someone asked him, a reader asked him about Southgate and whether it's true. And he said, INEOS decision makers definitely like and have links to Southgate, and there's no secret about it. Dave Brailsford knows Southgate very well, but that doesn't mean he is top choice. That's it. That's what he said.
Yeah.
That's what he said.
Yeah, that's what he said as well. But he also said, I think a couple of weeks ago, that he said INEOS have not sounded Southgate as one of the potential guys that they want to take over. So for me, it's always been Tuchel and De Zerbi and maybe Poch. You know what I mean? That's it in there.
Let me ask you a question, because with the news about Tuchel on the weekend, I felt like that news was alluding to the idea that United didn't like what he presented to them, i.e. they weren't sold on, because his camp had basically come out and said that he's not interested in the role and he's going to take a break. Yeah. And they've also said that he presented to them ideas about Jadon Sancho and Mason Mount and examples of what he's done in the past. If United and INEOS are building a sporting project, shouldn't they be presenting their project to managers rather than managers presenting it to them?
No, I think it goes two ways. I think the manager brings his ideas and then the club bring their ideas. But obviously, the one that outweighs the two are the INEOS. So they've obviously had a clash of whatever it is. He's been twerking for the job, by the way. So he's more desperate.
He's been dying.
INEOS are not desperate for Tuchel. They've got other candidates available. Whether we think they're doing it or not, they've got other candidates available. He's the one that's been twerking all summer. So therefore, he's looking like the one that's prat in the face, really. He's like, yo, man was twerking all this summer for what, basically? You know what I mean? You're not giving me what we want? Well, bye-bye. out the door, and then he's left the door and now taking this break from football. So it's INEOS have got the power, and they said, well, if you don't like our plans, you can move away. That's what it looks like to me. And everybody has their ways of looking. Nobody's right or wrong. But ultimately, I don't see it as Tuchel rejecting Man United, because he's the one that's been twerking for the job all summer. He has been. He has been wanted and putting out feelers out there. I want the job. I want to come back to England. La, 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 la. Putting it out there, whoever, to journalists. And now he's got the wrong end of the medicine. He's like, yo, like, man got rejected, or man was told I've got to follow a different route, which I don't believe in. So, end of the day, that's what it's come down to. And we move. And I think for me, the main candidate is De Zerbi. It's just, again, ironing out the finer details and announcing it when they want to announce it, not when the fans want to announce it. That's what I believe anyway. And by the way, Graham Bailey, by the way, can I just address something? Graham Bailey is like tier 7, man. So anybody listening to Graham Bailey, sorry, man, no disrespect to Graham Bailey, but bro, he works for Give Me Sport. Give Me Sport are not a transfer guru. They're like Joe and all these guys, Sports Bible. That's what they are. Why we talking about Give Me Sport, man? They're not credible journalists, man. Do you know what I mean, man? Seriously, all these articles I keep seeing about, you know, give me, they're not credible journalists, man. They work for these aggregate accounts, or they do whatever. They're fansies, innit? You know, like fan pages, 433. That's what they are, man. They're not credible journalists. You know what I mean? But listen, no disrespect to Graham Bailey. You know what I mean? I don't know you, but please, I'm sorry, man. Stop putting these Graham Bailey tweets and that, man. But yeah, go ahead, Nuruddin.
La 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 la. Tuchel. Hey, Geordies. I'm robbing a song from the Geordies there. Listen, it's over. It's over.
It's over, yeah.
Twerking is over.
It's over.
The twerking is over. They're getting on the pole dancer. That pole dancer is not coming to our football club. Hold tight. All the best to you, Tuchel. My guy was dancing for free as well, man. Honestly, dancer. He was a dancer, but he was dancing for no money. So hold tight, Tuchel. And it's so funny because I try to follow the Tuchel thing very closely, because I'm one of those weirdos that actually watch when we play in the Champions League, or when we play in the league, or when we come against other managers. I like to hear what they're saying. So I watch their press conferences or I watch their interviews. And my guy was twerking from the first time we played Bayern Munich in the Champions League in the group stage, talking about the great Manchester United and going there for the return in a couple of weeks' time, and then sitting down with TNT and waffling the way he was waffling. And it's so funny. I've known it for a long time, innit? So get ready for the exposure for the people that don't know. Romano, he gets all of his things from, right? So people don't understand, yeah? Fabrizio Romano's used by football agencies and agents and players.
Yep.
That's who he's used by. The reason why he's quick to get certain things is because he let it be known. He does what needs to be done for the agents, agencies, and players. That's what he does. So straight away, you saw the thing, yeah? It was a briefing from Tuchel's people, Tuchel's agency, to Romano to go. So for him to go, Manchester United didn't reject me. I've decided to listen. Are you kidding me? So for about a month since before, when he said no to Bayern Munich, when Bayern Munich asked him back, even before that, he was saying he wants to come back in the Premier League. You know, Romano's there. You go and check out the tweets, yeah. I've done this. I have literally followed it in real time. I followed the tweets. Romano was the guy that was talking about Thomas Tuchel. He was the guy that was saying Thomas Tuchel wants to come back, wants to work in the Premier League. So you work it out. So if you've not known already, then you know already. So the reason why Romano's first to everything, not because he's got amazing brain. No, he's got the contacts. Because majority of agents and agencies and players know, get my name out there, link me to all these different clubs, link me to Manchester United, and then other clubs will hear about me. Then I can go somewhere else, but get my name out there. Because why? Majority of Twitter are sitting waiting for Romano. And that is how it works. He is used. So no more than so in this specific managerial job for Tuchel. He comes out. Then INEOS slot, obviously they're briefing as well. By the way,
Yeah, they're briefing
were
at times.
yeah,
They
yeah.
brief
So
at times.
yeah. So come on, if you have any media literacy, you know where the brief is. And then I got these other clowns who keep telling me INEOS don't have to sack Ten Hag. They don't have to tell anybody anything. They can just follow their plans. No, they might not have to come out with an official statement from Manchester United. They know who to brief. Same thing with Ornstein. But Ornstein is not as reckless as Fabrizio is. Ornstein's got certain contacts.
He's more like strategic.
Yeah,
he's strategic with this stuff.
Yeah, but he also pushes certain agendas of certain agents. Because that's how it is. It's access. If you know how it works, then you know how it works, people. I'm sorry for the people that don't know. I have to break it down on that, in this way for you. But that's how it works. So it's about access. So he's not as reckless. Fabrizio is embarrassingly reckless, but he's built the platform of that, and that's why he says. And then right with the preview says, if Manchester United decide to get rid of Erik ten Hag, listen. For me, INEOS look confused to me. Confused FC.
Yep.
It is what it is. Yeah, big up Francis saying, yeah, basic critical skills are dead. Yo, it is. It's dead. So you have to break it down for people. But for me, I think I agree with a lot of what Mina said. I don't think they know their guy. And I agree with Mina. Like I always said, don't get me dead manager that you're not going to support, that you want to sack after a year, right? Get me a guy that you want to back and get behind. And I always said about Ten Hag as well, it'll be really fascinating to see if they just not give him another year on top of the contract, because people have done that before.
It's a waste of time, man, a year. You know that already.
Yeah, exactly. So unless they're giving him another year on the top up, you know, like optional year.
We're gonna be having Ten Hag in and out conversations for that year anyway, man. So
yeah. So and then soon as he goes on in a couple of games, bad run, then they're like, see you later.
I know.
See you later. We've seen it before. Like, what's the thing about money? That's what I'm saying. We've seen it all. We have seen this before. We've got the t-shirt, people. We've had the popcorn. When new people come in, they always want their person. They all know. Now we don't know that obviously, but Omar Barada's not started, and he's not reckless like bloody Ashworth, getting himself on official emails and phones and stuff. Like, so we're gonna have to wait and see. But this 100%, I agree with you, Saeed. Somebody did say to me that I told you, innit, about a month and a half ago. I did a video about it, maybe 2 months ago. Yeah. That Southgate. Somebody who's reliable said to me, they're pushing for Southgate. They're pushing for Southgate, and I was like, yo, that's crazy. But like you said, having relationships, people.
That's all it
don't mean that you're giving them the job. Don't mean that you can come on. And you know what? In a certain sense, the easiest way for me, you know what I think, Jim the Rat and everybody else, you know what I think about INEOS. I think they're all snakes. You know, they've facilitated for the Glazers to stay. But like I always said to you, Saeed, the other objective aspect of it to look at it as well is that I said about INEOS, why do you think they touch? I've told you about this, I've told you about the cycling, they weren't successful. I told you about the boat racing, they weren't successful. I told you about the Mercedes. I told you about the people. There are people in sport circles literally say INEOS curse. People have said that. So to me, it could be that the Glazers and Jim have a different point of view to the people he's hired. And what I've always said to you people, you can hire the best people in the world for anything you want to do as an owner or as an organization. But if you don't empower those people to do their jobs properly, and you're interfering.
That's what I was going to say. Interference is the problem, because there's no... Jim Ratcliffe and Dave Brailsford are not football people. They put the football people in place. But a lot of the time when we hear about, Brailsford likes Southgate, or Sir Jim likes the idea of a British manager, their opinion shouldn't matter, because they're not in place. They're not cut to make those decisions. They've put the people in place to make those decisions. The Baradas, the Wilcox, the Ashworths.
I think Wilcox is the guy. I think Wilcox is the guy that's going to be the one that's having a big say on this as well, because he's the one that's going to be setting the style of play, the recruitment in terms of how we play, the style of play, the profile, the names. He's going to be the one. I don't even think it's necessarily Dan Ashworth. It's going to be him and Omar Berrado. They're the two, for me, key men in this, especially Joe Wilcox. He's the one that wrote the report. He's the one that has to dissect the report to Jim Ratcliffe. He's the one that's
What report? What report?
The report of, let's say, the training methods, the way we play football, the style, how we win, the manner we win, the statistics, everything breaking down. He's the one that's going to say, yo, listen, I don't think this is right long-term wise for Man United to be played. He's the one that was there at Coventry and seeing that Man United struggled through, Coventry. He's going to be the one that's seen United just get over the line against Sheffield United, against Burnley 1-1 at home. These kind of games where maybe Jim Ratcliffe hasn't been watching. He's a billionaire owner. I'm not going to be naive to think that he's watching every game. He's not. So he's got people involved.
I was going to say, personally, I think Jim Ratcliffe and Dave Brailsford are too involved. Until Umar Barada comes in, who's the CEO, essentially he should be the guy dealing with everything they're dealing with.
He's watching,
and everyone else should be like coming into like reporting to him. Wilcox, Ashworth, all of them guys. Umar Barada should be the final guy making the decisions, but it's not going to be that. It's going to be Sir Jim Ratcliffe and Dave Brailsford and a Glazer, probably Joel.
No, but why not Jason Wilcox though? Why not Jason Wilcox?
No, he's not going to make the decisions. That's what I'm saying.
Let me just say this to you, sorry. Let me break it down in terms of seniority, right? So Jason Wilcox is a football director, right?
Yeah.
Dan Ashworth is the sporting director, right? Omar Barada is the CEO. That means he is in charge, right? The buck stops with him. The buck stops with him, and obviously he needs to have the relationship with the board, right? In terms of how the structure works. He has the relationship with the board, he takes direction, but at the end of the day, he has to do the job that he's been employed to do. So I'm a believer, you bring people, you give them the job, what you employ them to do, you empower them. That's what you do. So INEOS might not be doing that. And what Mina's saying that at this moment in time, we're hearing too much. Why is Jim the Rat meeting with Tuchel in Monaco? Why is he doing that? It should be
he's sacked the manager. That's why
he brought in an interim CEO. They've brought in an interim CEO. Why is the interim CEO not
having that conversation?
Because obviously he's on gardening leave. He can't do that. He's on gardening leave.
Interim. They brought in an interim CEO until Umar Barada comes in.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
So why is the interim not meeting with him? Why is Wilcox not meeting? Why is it that Sir Jim Ratcliffe is meeting with him at the Monaco Grand Prix? Apparently,
Jim Ratcliffe is the one that purchased the stake, and he still has credible judgment in what he's doing.
But he said he's not going to do that, though.
Sorry?
He said he wasn't going to do any of that stuff. He said that he's hired people to do that job, and he's not the one that makes those decisions.
But still, though, to have an outline of what you want as a football club, you still have that ethos. You still have a footballing brain. Let's not act like Jim Ratcliffe hasn't got a footballing brain. He hasn't, man.
Nah, let's be right. He hasn't.
What credentials does he have?
What credentials?
Have a footballing brain. Me and him have the same footballing brain.
He's got Nice. He's got the
come on, that's just a business investment.
You got to understand it. This is what I'm saying. You got to understand it. He's still got a philosophy and an idea of what everyone else will come under. If you've got a business right now, and you're the CEO of the business, you're still going to have some sort of intellect on what you want.
That's a business brain, though.
You're not going to be like, yo, I just got the money. You know what I mean?
I'll give you an example. If I have a business, I have a business today, I don't care how the sales department sell products. As long as they sell it, I don't care. That should be Sir Jim Ratcliffe. He has a stake in Manchester United. He should not be heavily invested in this process.
He should be.
Let me ask you a question, Saeed. How much is Sir Jim Ratcliffe paying you right now? How much is Jim Ratcliffe paying you right now?
That's what I'm saying.
You're on his payroll.
Listen, when you look at the owner Virgin, the owner of Virgin the other day.
Money talks.
It's not money.
Where the setup came from. This is where the setup came from.
Listen, I live in West Side, man. You know what I mean?
This is where the new setup came from.
Hey, Sir Jim Ratcliffe sponsored you for that chair.
You're going to step in West Side. He can't come into West Side. You know what I mean, bro? He's gonna come to Clever Road.
No, but listen, I think he might have a business idea in terms of how he wants to run a business.
Yeah.
But I don't see him. He's got a footballing brain, or he's got this footballing type of. He's able to understand how to employ people and sack people in terms of a footballing structure. I just feel like I ain't seen nothing from these. I think they had a lot of, when you look at also their infrastructure and what they had over there, it wasn't the best. And I just feel like, when you buy something, yeah, we have to go to the analogy again. And you tell your brother he can play with the toys. And then after a while, you realize, he's just like, he doesn't want to share now. The power's getting to his head, and that's all he's doing. But he needs to calm down and let the people that he's employing to do what they said they're going to do the job. We don't need him going to sit down with managers and telling us, like he's a good manager, he's not a good manager. We don't need Jim Ratcliffe doing that, man. That was when I heard that, I just couldn't even believe that it was really true. Because
Listen,
what is he doing? Having interviews with people. What does he know, man? Tuchel and all that.
No, but he knows. He might not. He might not have the greatest football knowledge, but who's to say that Jim Ratcliffe and a couple of his people weren't there? We only know that he's met in Monaco. We don't know the ins and outs and the detail of who was there, who was not there. Was there any footballing people with him? Like, we don't know yet. They only give us one side of the report. You know what I'm trying to say? So it could have been his lieutenants with him. We don't know yet. At this minute, he just said that we met with INEOS. We met with with Tuchel. So I don't know, but what I do know is that they've got a process of what they're trying to do, and they've got a 1 week to find out. 1 week this week, and then
none of these managers have similar philosophies. Like none of these managers.
Big up Minnow.
When you look at, right, there you go. None of these managers have similar philosophies that they're saying allegedly that they've interviewed. They all have like a different way that they approach the game. So again, the question begs, what is INEOS trying to do and what are they trying to implement? Because what I don't want to do again as a United fan is to go down this route of where we are employing names. We're going for the biggest name. And the biggest name from the managers who were available at the time, or the time what we're looking at now, is Tuchel and Poch. And we don't want to be that club where we're just going for the big names and putting them in the hot seat to do the job. We got to be brave. Like United's got to be brave. I'm happy if it's a manager that none of us even thought of. But then when you look at his CV and you look at what he's actually done at the previous club we're getting him from, you can say, okay, I see this. I see where they're going with this. I don't mind that, but we need to be brave. We need to do something totally different, and we need to go and get in a coach. Tuchel and being linked to someone like that kind of broke me. I just said, I'd rather stay with Eric Ten Hag. I'll be honest with you. I'd rather stay
that's
with
crazy.
Ten Hag. No, I will.
No way.
No way. Because with Ten Hag, I have hope that he's going to sack himself. Because I have hope that he's going to do Ten Hag stuff. But I don't have hope with
he don't deserve to stay 1 more year, though. This is the thing, though. He don't deserve to stay 1 more year in that hot seat. He don't, man. Like this,
he does. He earned his 3-year contract, Saeed. Whether we like it or not, he earned a 3-year contract. Yeah, from the reason why they bought him from Ajax. Whether he hoodwinked us or not, that earned him a 3-year contract. We're lucky it wasn't a 4 or 5 year. Some men have been given 4 or 5 year contracts.
Yeah, I know.
So we're lucky it wasn't that. So he earned his 3-year contract. Do I think on the basis of the football we've seen, he should say, no, I'm happy to change. But I'm happy to change for a real change. I'm not going to change for the sake of it and bringing Tuchel, bruv, falls out with too many people. He does. But
Tuchel's gone now. Tuchel's gone now. He's not in the question now.
Yeah, so that's gone. But that's just frightened me. That's frightened me to see that that's where the management was going. That's kind of like.
But that's also how things operate. You don't just go and speak to one manager and say, right, you don't put your eggs in one basket. I wouldn't want an ownership to go, yo, I've only got one man. That's crazy. I want to say, you know what?
These guys have come out here, twerking for Man City. Jim Ratcliffe twerks for Man City. He loves bigging them up.
What way?
In terms of when you've heard his interviews in the past, he bigs up how they run. He bigs up their success on the pitch. He bigs up their style of play. He twerks for Man City and everything that they have. He wants what they have. He wants what they have.
Whether you like it or not, though, they are right now.
Yeah, cool. I get that.
Now winning a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I get that. So
they see the success.
I'm with you, but don't twerk for Man City and then come and do.
I don't think he's twerked, though, man. I don't think he does. He didn't say anything. He just said they're the best team in the league, and we need to aim to catch them in the next 3 years.
He said. Pep. You saw how he hugged Pep when we won the FA Cup.
Oh my God.
When we won,
I think you're deep in it, man. I swear you're deep in it too much.
My thing is, did you want Tuchel, Musa? Did you want Tuchel?
I didn't want Tuchel, but the reason I'm saying that he twerked for Man City is that if you twerk for Man City, then I would expect you to at least run the club the way City's been run. Move a bit. Like, don't. I can't see City sitting down with these type of managers. If you rate City so much, go and interview City type of managers.
Which is De Zerbi. Which is De Zerbi.
Yeah, I agree, but it's not Tuchel.
Yeah,
it's
we
not.
don't know yet. We don't know yet. So
no. Trust me. Listen to me. De Zerbi is one of the guys they're looking at. Listen, you got to remember, yeah. You got to remember, for me, yeah, with Man City, they have a different philosophy anyway. They have a different way of going about things. They're established now in the game. They're one of the top teams in Europe right now, whether we like it or not. Whether we like it or not, yeah. And he has to set a precedent of, right, we are here, we need to catch to these guys here. And we have to understand that end of the day, we want to be tightened, we want to be challenged for the league again. We want to be challenged for the league again. So he's right to say Man City at the benchmark. He's right to say that.
He wants to be like City, yeah, but he doesn't have the characteristics of the City owners. Even when Qatar wanted to buy Man United, they weren't turning up. They send their representatives. As businessmen, they're not always eager to be a part of the process. They're not always catting to have their face in the limelight and to be like, oh, I'm the owner of Manchester United. Everyone come and look at me. Take pictures of me. I have just bought Man United for £6 billion. Everyone, they're not in that. We might have got an owner who bought Man United and would have had the best in class in every position and not been like always running to be the face of everything. Jim Radcliffe has come, started doing interviews. He's got one leg overfolded, talking like he's the real deal. Everything, like he thinks he's the man, and he hasn't even. You've done nothing, fella. All you've done is bought the club.
But the thing is, he's not doing anything because he's just got into the job. He's been there 6 months.
No,
what
but
do you
listen to me.
him to do?
He's been there.
He's got his people in. He's about to appoint a manager. What do people want, man? I just don't get why so many people are so anxious. Relax.
Musa, 1 second. Saeed is now officially on overtime from the
No, but I'm just trying to say, yeah. I'm just trying to give the other
Saeed's on I'll tell you, you're on overtime. You're on overtime.
I don't get the outrage. I'm just kind of being logical. I've wanted footballing people for a long time, yeah. And we've all been moaning, we don't have this, we don't have that, we don't have the best in class. We have John Myrtle, we have this guy, he's a banker. You've been saying that, Nuruddin. Have you not said that? We got bankers in charge every single year. Now that we have footballing people making decisions that may take longer than what people do think, and that's fair enough. People can be moaning at the time, but understand they are making a crucial decision. They have to get this right. This is their first move. It's almost the first move right.
Saeed, they've been thinking about who the next Manchester United manager is for the last 6 months since they come in. How does it take you 6 months to do that?
Circumstances surrounding that.
No, but Jurgen Klopp decided he wanted to leave, and Liverpool got busy.
Yeah, but that's different, though, isn't it? That's a guy who's actually leaving the football club, and they have to get.
I'm saying that. Yeah, but if you it's not different. It's not different.
It's different, though, man. It's different.
When new owners come in and they buy a club, they make a split decision whether they want to appoint their new man, regardless of what you've done. It doesn't matter if you've won or anything. They make a decision based on we're clearing out the dead stock. Unless you're a Klopp or a Pep or a flipping like Arsene Wenger, Alex. If you're a caliber manager, most owners will just come and clear out. The brother had 6 months to decide the type of football he wanted to play, the type of manager he wanted to attract, and he hasn't done neither. And he's sitting here since he's talked about he's doing his flipping homework to find out what's going on and who he wants to appoint. And we're still sitting here 3 weeks after the FA Cup final talking about who's our next manager. And my man's come back from holiday.
No, I understand that. I think everybody deserves to be angry at the fact that we haven't got the appointment right and whatnot. But I also think that sometimes you got to understand that they don't want to do what Bayern Munich did. They understand what Bayern Munich did, and they literally sacked their manager too early, or whatever they want to call it. They sacked their manager in February, was it? The league weren't even done yet. They sacked the manager in February, yeah? And they were twerking for every single manager under the sun.
Embarrassing.
It was embarrassing. That's what, and also you're thinking INEOS are not looking at that and thinking, we can't.
Bayern Munich, from me side, have still come to the right conclusion by doing
not
that.
Not really. But then again, no, we can't do that. They never wanted company.
No. Why I say that is because they were brave. They sacked Eric Ten Hag. Yeah, I mean they sacked Tuchel, and they wanted Alonso. They actually thought that Alonso will come.
Alonso, who did they go after
no,
that?
yeah, no, but I'm just saying. No, but I'm just saying that action. No, listen to that. That action alone. If Manchester United owners would have sacked Eric Ten Hag and went in for an Alonso straight away, I would have rated them even if they didn't get him. Because it would have shown me the direction that they were going in.
You know why he wouldn't have rated him? You know why he wouldn't have rated him? Because then they would have just went on any other manager. They would have went here. They would have went there. They would have been.
Every manager that they've tried to go for has had a style of play and a philosophy that they wanted to get behind.
Yeah, but I understand that. But also the way they've been going about it, it's been a scattergun approach. Yes, they might have come back to a decent decision in Vincent Kompany, but I'm telling you right now, you United fans on here are telling me you would have been happy with INEOS losing out on a man and going on to a scattergun approach and be like, we're going here, we're going there. You would have been like, what's your philosophy? You would have been like, what's your philosophy?
No, but most Eric Ten Hag out fans have already accepted that anything's better than Eric Ten Hag.
Yeah, I get that.
So get him out the door then, and let's start moving. Is, though,
if you said that from February, say now they sacked him in February, yeah, and they still didn't have a manager, and they were still dilly-dally around, I think everybody would have been equally as frustrated.
But that's just on them side. There's so many managers that can take Man United to the next level. This is still one of the biggest clubs in the world. We might not be the biggest team, but we're still one of the biggest clubs in the world, and we can still offer some of the best paid salary jobs to work at this high level. This is still Manchester United of that level. Commercially, we're still that club. We're still him. Yes, we might not be that team, but we're still Manchester United. But it just tells me, yes, I get it. They haven't got the people in. Some of them are on gardening leave. We haven't got the people in the right position. So I get why they're going slow. But from the minute they decided, this is what's getting me. Before the FA Cup final, Manchester United had decided to sack Eric Ten Hag. How did they come to that decision? That's what I want to know. Because what most reports tell us is that before the cup final, they had come to a decision, we are sacking Eric Ten Hag. Whatever process you took to get to that decision, why did by winning the cup final change everything?
Yeah, that right there, I get you. I'm with you on that point there. I think you should have had a decision either way. Either way, I agree with that. I agree with that. That's what they said. Yeah.
They already done their process of saying, do we want this manager based on the 38-game season that we've had? Do we see Eric Ten Hag as the man to take us forward? Their answer was no. And they came to that conclusion they were going to sack him. He wins the FA Cup final and then they bottle it. That there is scary.
Can I just come in with my two?
Yeah, go on. Smash a like on video, please, guys.
Yo, people smash the like, man.
No, not even 300 likes, man. What's going on?
At the end of the day, and just going on Musa, but I want to take the conversation slightly different way as well, because I want to talk about how Eric Ten Hag's camp's feeling. You know what I mean? I want to talk about that, how the way that you've been treated and what kind of trust there is.
Yeah.
So just to say, big up Musa, that for me, if you decided to sack Eric Ten Hag, no problem. To me, you only sack the manager when you got somebody else.
That's what. Yes, thank you.
Right.
Thank you.
So you only sack the player, like manager. Like, you know what they say, innit? Well, from working class mantras, you only leave a job when you've got another job.
You got another job lined up. Yeah, same. Exactly.
You don't go. You don't go. So at the end of the day, if the reports were true that Eric Ten Hag was getting sacked regardless of the result, what's happened to that manager? And the other point is that, to be objective, what about, imagine if all this is just a lot of waffle, that actually they know the guy, they said they're going to do the review, and you think a proper thorough out review takes. I'm just being objective here. I'm playing the devil's advocate. I'm putting you from all different angles because I think that's the way. You know my point of view. I don't need to rip it. I think 27% stinks. I think that I've never seen it.
No, I agree. I was with you. I went to full sale. We went to the protest. But what I did say, I think something is better than nothing. That's what I was like. My idea.
For me, that's where we depart.
You disagree.
That's where we're like.
Disagree. I'd rather have football structure than no football structure. You know what I mean? Yeah, we
depart. That's where we depart. Because for me, I rather critique the new owners and hold them to the thing and give them a chance to make mistakes. Then, Glazers have been sticking out the place for a long, long time. But that's why I always people think that every video I do, I always tag on Twitter, Glazers full sale, Glazers must sell Manchester United, so that I can fully focus on who the owners are and give them the opportunity and a chance for them to show me something different.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, what about if all these journalists are just making it up because it's slow news, it's the end of the season, there's not massive transfers other than the Mbappe transfer. There's not massive movements in the transfer. Everybody's gearing up. Everybody's gearing up for the Copa America, the Olympics, the Euros. So all of these things are going on, and they're thinking, how do we fill the back pages? Oh, there's a story there, Manchester United. So we don't know that really. We don't genuinely really know. And if somebody was going to do a thorough, doing the, Dave's Brains was
due diligence,
Dave. It's been, doing the, like doing the audit. That's what it is. It's doing a full audit of Manchester United. We've seen that they've changed everybody. They've changed all the people above him. They've changed all the people. The only people that, Benny McCarthy's gone.
Yeah,
I expect some of the other coaches to go. So they're making changes. So if you were to believe that it's going to take maybe 2 and a bit weeks. So how long has it been now since the FA Cup?
It's been 2.5 weeks, I think it is. 2.5 weeks.
Well, by now, to be fair, that audit is mainly they've audited them, everybody. They've done the review of all the season.
The review's done, I think. It's now.
The review's done.
It's the process of finding a new manager.
So this is why I want to take the conversation a little bit. What are you feeling if you're Erik ten Hag, knowing that if this true,
I agree.
Reports are true,
I agree
that you are now.
He looks like a mug. He looks like a mug right now.
You are now sitting somewhere, and you know what I mean. I mean, I'll go back to the thing that I've got. Let me give to just the dates that Manchester United need to be. Let me give the dates. Big up Khalees Romadin Lassie for these dates. So the crucial dates for people to remember is that fixtures get released on the 18th of June. Actually, that's next week, isn't it? Next Monday, yeah. First pre-season for Manchester United is July the 15th. So by then, 2 weeks before that, so the 1st of July or maybe the first week of July, that's pre-season already. So we play on our first pre-season game, 15th of July. We then go to the pre-season tour in the US on the 27th of July. Community Shield is on the 10th of August, and the Premier League starts on the 17th of August. So these are the key dates which we have to look at. July the 15th. So I'm guessing the coach needs to be in with everything.
Yeah.
On July, and then Omar doesn't start his job on the July the 7th. Is that true, or July the 1st?
Yeah, mid-July, around mid-July. Yeah.
So,
for me, listen, you can say all of that, but the manager needs to be sorted out before the Euros. Because once the Euros is on, I don't think anybody here wants to be talking about the manager. I want to be talking about England versus this and Germany versus France. I don't want to be doing no United manager talk while the Euros is on. It's just mad, bro. Like, are you crazy? We're trying to watch the Euros. So if they're footballing people, they would announce it for me this week. No way should they go into a Euros and not knowing where the manager is or not. Like, it's crazy. I think for me,
facts. But what I'm saying to you, but what I'm saying to you is that these are the key dates, and they have to get their house in order. Unless they've got other people like Wilcox and other people doing the prep already. They're preparing everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're preparing. And the coach just comes in, gets given the folder, gets given the player, and then the rest is history. So we should hear, but for me, like I said to you, we should hear the news on the Monday. You know what I mean? If the news was true that Erik ten Hag was sacked, and if INEOS were moving efficiently, what did I say to you on that FA Cup day? I said to you, we'll hear the news on Monday.
On Monday,
right?
Monday.
So when we didn't hear that,
they said they're going to do a review. That's when they said they're going to
and that's why I was like, you know what? I'm not even waiting. But
you know what is a review? It's just a fancy word. They could be doing anything. They could just be saying, "Yo, we're not going to let you know for a bit." You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Review. People are looking too deep into review. You know, when people review, it could be anything. It could be, "Yo, we're having a little break and we'll get back to you in a
they didn't listen. They didn't need a review to get rid of everybody that was above Erik ten Hag. The people that hired Erik ten Hag,
there you go.
To get rid of them.
And there, for me, when you look at it, it's bigger than the manager, because they're what makes the manager successful. If you have a good structure above you, the manager will more likely do well. If you don't have a good structure above you, then it gets a bit sticky. You see what I mean? So if they've not done a review for them lot, then I don't see this idea of like, I think for me, fans are looking into this review maybe a bit too deeply. They're just saying, "Yo, we're going to get back to you. You know what I mean? Maybe they have to brief it to the journalists so that they get off their backs. You know what I mean? Rather than writing, you know what I mean, bullshit online, they say, yo, use the term review. Review. That's what, you know what I mean? So that's what they've done. They've made sure people write in their articles they're doing a review. Just a fancy word of, yo, we'll get back to you when we get back to you. Do you know what I mean? That's all it is. Like Shrewsbury said, isn't it? Like it's not something that, you know what I mean? It's just a fancy word.
It is and it isn't, man, because obviously they've had to have done a review at the club since they've come in. And I think they've reviewed on the pitch and the footballing side, and they've reviewed the business side, like Carrington, the staff that they've got there, and they've cut costs where they've had to cut costs. They've employed the right people where they've had to employ the right people. Every major position has been changed at the club, except for Eric Ten Hag. And I just find it very difficult to believe that, you know, they didn't come to the end of their procedure by the time the FA Cup final came in. So this is what I'm finding difficult, Saeed. Had it not been that, I might have given them the leeway. Had it been that they were planning on keeping Eric Ten Hag and they were planning on backing him, but after the FA Cup final, some big managers came available, like the Mourinho and Van Gaal thing, and now they're thinking, boy, we wanted to keep him, but these big managers are now available. Maybe we're going to do the swap. I'll have a different approach to it, a totally different approach, because I would have felt like they wanted to keep Eric Ten Hag. But all roads led to believing that they wanted him out. They didn't want to keep him. So how do you go from wanting someone out to being in this situation where 3 weeks later, you're still out here interviewing people last week, Saeed? Last week, you know.
Yeah.
We're not even talking about last month. Last week, man, sitting down in Monaco having conversations about the Manchester United job.
Yeah.
In June, when normally players are getting signed, players are coming through the door normally this time. Normally, this time here, we're revealing the new kit with about 2 men holding up the shirt. New signings.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if you saw the other reports, Musa, but they believe that maybe they don't need to sign players this summer.
Yeah.
I'm not really bothered about players coming in this summer. I'll be real with you, man. I think it's more getting out players. We need more players be cleared. Incomings, man, I'm not really like fussed about this summer, about incomings. Maybe 1 or 2 we could go and get. I think we need more, don't get me wrong. But for me, it's getting rid of the waste as well, man. Getting rid of these players that are on big wages, and also just...
I think Manchester United need a left back, a midfield player. They need 4.
But Villa's getting rid of Douglas to Juventus, and they want like another player in the other way. I think it's Fabrizio that's been leading on that, saying that they're ready to do it.
Arsenal linked with him as well.
They're ready to do a deal, but they all prefer a player to come their way. They want to fill that void. Like, we've got a Scott McTominay that will thrive at Villa. What are we on?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's true. It's true. Big up Killis, man. Thank you for the super chat. He says, big up the panel. If they keep Ten Hag, everyone knows they've been looking for a manager, and that undermines him. He will be under immense pressure next season, and the slightest mistake will be scrutinized. Facts. But it also gives him a bit of excuse as well. But also like, yo, like he's gonna still get a good job when he leaves Old Trafford. Like, I'm not denying that. He's still a decent coach, just not at United. So he can do whatever he wants. Like, his reputation might not be tarnished as much.
No, I don't think it's tarnished. But this situation that INEOS have created is that if they do decide to keep Eric Ten Hag, they definitely have to give him a contract.
Yes.
He's got 2 years left. He's got 2 years left. He's got 1 year and an option to extend as well. So he's got 2 years left, basically.
Now they're going to have to give him another contract after this, because they're basically reappointing him as the new manager of Man United. Because basically at this point, he's in the same race as every other manager. They've made it clear that Eric Ten Hag, you are going to be set up in a race just like every other manager. We're going to do our review
that's fair.
With all other managers. And on the basis of what we're seeing, we're not saying we're sacking you, but if you do win the race, it's because you are better than every other manager that we see out there. So they're going to have to then give him a new contract as they would a new manager.
Yep.
They're going to have to give him one.
The only point that I see is that everybody knows, and we go into an uncertain season again, other than everybody, the fan base, the new structure, whatever, everybody focusing and getting behind the coach, and maybe some of the players being other team. But I think Manchester. Now, I'm not letting INEOS get away with shit. Manchester United need a centre half. I'm not here with fucking Johnny Evans, Simmerframe FC, Wiltshire FC. I'm not here for that. Manchester need a centre half. They need a left back. We need a centre midfielder, and we need a striker. That's what Manchester United need. They're the priority positions for me.
Priorities, yeah.
So these news that they were getting out here, they're saying, oh, well, after some of the players might have to prove them. Listen, stop waffling and stop having a go at Janet and Jim and Bob in the office. Do what you have to do to get Manchester United competing in terms of playing good football at this football club.
Well, that's where, for me, I think Jason Wilcox is the key man in all of this, man, because he's the guy that's outlining the style of football. And he don't like this, bro. I'm telling you, he won't like this. You know what I mean? The way that we've been playing, bro, I've seen him have extensive, you know what I mean, conversations with my man, Dale Brailsford in the stadium. There's man are chatting, you know? Them man are talking. They know this ain't good enough. But they realize, yo, okay, he's won trophies. So as well, just for the whole PR of INEOS, they've made sure that they've actually deliberated this very, very carefully because they've had to take into account the FA Cup. So had they made the wrong decision and sacked him straight away after the FA Cup, they would have got a lot of backlash from this. They would have. So that's why they've said, you know what? Let's let the emotions of the fans die down. Let's relax. Let's take away the fact that we've won the FA Cup and put into consideration the whole season as well, the 38 game, the Champions League exit, all of that, yeah, the bread and butter of the Premier League. Take all of that into consideration and then make our decision.
No,
did you watch the Dave Brailsford interview he did on my man's channel? What's his name?
Diary of a CEO.
Yeah. He said he actually finds it difficult to make decisions. He said sometimes.
Yeah, he's an idiot.
No, but he's true though. He says, "Yo, I won't look at the popular decision. I'll look at everything. I'll outweigh everything." So when he's making a decision, it's also that you got to carefully deliberate. You got to look at every angle. You got to be meticulous in your thinking, man.
If United had a manager lined up after the sacking of Eric Ten Hag, and it would have been Eric Ten Hag sacked, just as we did with Van Gaal. And Mourinho came in. Where was the outrage with Van Gaal?
Yeah, that's true.
There was no outrage. It was there like, some people did say,
because that was Mourinho, though. Come on, man, that's Mourinho.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. So who are you bringing in? You need
but again, the timing then and the timing now is two completely different things.
Sorry, I just
it's true, though, man. The timing, the caliber of managers that were there were sensational.
No, you know, but the fan base would have moved.
No, but Jose, listen, with Jose, they tried to create Pep and Jose thing.
Yeah, exactly.
It was Ed Woodward. It was PRFC, turning Manchester United the football capital of the world. All of that BS, to be honest with you. And to be fair, some of us were sick of that passing between the two centre backs and the right back and left back.
Yeah,
we were sick of that football. We bombed teams, we bossed teams, and it's the one that I regret. He's the one I regret. Should have had another year or 2 years. To see it out with Dangala because I never wanted Jose. I did not want Jose. I'm not gonna lie to you. I wanted Jose at the end. You know what I mean? Like when we were all happy Jose was here. Let's not do this. Did I want Van Gaal sacked? No. Saeed, if you know me and my Jose. Okay. You're different. Nobody was angry that we appointed Jose Mourinho, though. You know, you might have been sad that Van Gaal left in the way he did, but listen, you were still getting Mourinho at the time. You know what I mean? So it wasn't as a bad signing because of the aura and everything like that. But at the same time, like I said to you, Man United are just carefully deliberating. And I think that's the problem. Maybe they should have better communication. But then again, do they care about what fans think right now? You know what I mean? Like, I don't think they do. You know, should they put an announcement and say, do you want them to give you a weekly update? Is that what it is now?
The thing is this, we're not the biggest football team right now, but we're still one of the biggest clubs in the world. Do you see this happening at the other big clubs in the world? The Real Madrids?
Yes, it happened at Bayern Munich.
Do you see this nonsense? Yeah, no, but they fired someone.
Barcelona as well.
People. No, they fired, man. Look, listen, they're
Barcelona worked for Xavi to stay, by the way. Do you know that? It worked for Xavi to stay.
Yeah, no. They decided, at the end, he had to keep it moving because he wants to get rid of
He cussed the football club out. He cussed them out.
This is what I'm trying to say. But my thing is, and Xavi is one of the arguably best players that's ever played for the club.
Yeah.
He's an icon there, and they still move correctly. What's happening at Man United now does not happen at the big clubs. You think Xavi would have gave us the season that Ten Hag gave us, and he'll be still there deliberating 8th?
No.
The type of losses we've had. You think any manager at any of these top clubs would have had the season Eric Ten Hag had, and the FA Cup would be in any way or any shape or form way to save his job?
No. But the thing is, though, because they haven't hired him, they now have to find out A, what's going on with his contract, how they get him out of the contract and the clause, and then B, find out his successor. So they've got to do two things. They don't know what's in Ten Hag's contract. They're actually finding out what's going on with Ten Hag's contract now. They have to maybe find out if there's a veto in there, if there's clauses in his
there is. Veto was part of it.
Where you go then? So
the people who he signed the contract with are not here. The people who signed the contract.
They have to look at all of that and say, right, okay, then what's going on here? You know what I mean? What's he doing? What do we think we could do? How do we think this guy is not basically guaranteed? How can we convince maybe, I don't know, Joe Glaze to get on board if he needs a majority vote? How do we need to find out a plan here so that we're just not going empty-handed? You know, we can't just go out there and say, yeah, we want to sack Ten Hag, and yeah, cool.
If this comes out, Saeed, and that you've backed them, and they've come out and done the dirty, they're just penny pinching. Penny pinching.
Penny pinching.
They don't
of course. And then what will happen is I'll present what I need to do evidence based on
now. But for now, you're doing overtime. For now, you're doing overtime and not an INEOS contract, innit?
No.
They gave you a contract. They might be watching Ten Hag's contract, but they gave you a new contract.
No, but you know what I don't like here is you know what I don't like here? You know what I don't like, though? Is people just saying INEOS out and INEOS are same as the Glazers and INEOS are 2 point. No, but that's what
we don't know yet. We don't know yet.
But that's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing that people are trying to compare INEOS to Glazers. They're trying to say that they're same as the Glazers. They're saying that they know better. They say that they don't have no plan. Well, we've not even seen anything materialize yet.
The guy's not even here yet. The guy's not even started it. The only person who started their job was Wilcox.
So this is where my anger comes from. You know, this is where my frustration comes from. Nothing's really happened, and people are still going mad. We've not even found our decision. If Ten Hag stays, I may say, yo, I'm massively disappointed in INEOS. I may say, yo, I don't think you're doing the right way. I can say they've not made a decision. So how can
people are going mad, Saeed? Yeah, people are going mad because Eric Ten Hag embodies.
And transfer window slow for everyone. Who's made a signing? Who's made a signing right now? Who's made a signing? Chelsea, what a free transfer. Well, come on, man. You know what I mean? Nobody's made a signing yet. So why is everybody going on about like we're not making this? Hey,
Real Madrid.
Who did they buy? Obviously, come on, man. That's what happened for part of you. Who they bought?
Calino guy, what is he saying?
No, it's not done yet. It's not done yet. We know that deal can never be done because he went.
No, but I've never seen Fabrizio agree though.
Paulinho went on transfer deadline day to the club,
and that was at the end though. This is at the start of the window.
They're on the fly
back. At the start of the window.
Come on, man. West Ham got Kamado. West Ham even you know West Ham bought a centre back and he's broken down the deal. You know that, by the way. They bought a centre back. He's apparently they're saying he's broken down.
For the Brazilian kid, Chelsea's got that Brazilian kid. Everyone's moving.
I'm just saying, for once, I'm actually like looking forward to having football structure, and now I've been told to be negative about it.
You know what?
I don't want to be. I am actually a positive fan. I don't like sometimes when people. You know what I mean? I'm actually quite a positive fan.
You're not Saeed. You've got the videos all up from this season. You've had meltdowns all season.
Yes. Yeah? That's why I'm willing to wait.
You've fallen off your chair all this season because of Eric Ten Hag.
All good things come to those people who wait.
Exactly.
There we go.
Eric Ten Hag has got us.
Things come to those people who wait.
Eric Ten Hag has had us all pulling out our hair, falling off our chairs. He should not be here, Saeed. As somebody,
I agree, but I know he's sacked though. That's what I've got. My heart is telling me I know he's sacked. Relax, Saeed. Now it's about the succession plan. Who is it going to be? Is it De Zerbi? Is it Pochettino? Is it Thomas Frank? Is it whoever? That's what I'm more concerned about rather than the actual guy, Ten Hag himself. Because I know he's gone. I know Ten Hag is gone. Yeah. This is my observation. I know in my hand of heart, he's gone. Now it's not rushing to the wrong decision. That's where for me.
Okay, so let me ask you this question. If that's true, Ten Hag's gone. England got knocked out after the quarterfinals, and Southgate is your new manager.
Yeah. But of course, I don't want Southgate as manager. I don't want him. But I don't want him though. That's just a wrong appointment. But that's a whole different conversation that we're having now.
My thing is this though.
That's not on me, by the way. It's not on me.
We're saying that a lot of the people that we've employed at Man United also twerk for De Zerbi, and we're gassing him up, saying he's the best this, he's the best that. How can the two align? How can Manchester United need a switch of a manager and are prepared to sack Erik Ten Hag? The guy that everyone was raving about playing some of the best football in the league with a lower club becomes available.
Number one.
And nothing is happening.
Number one.
It should have been a game, set, match, deal done, cut, and we're moving on. We shouldn't be here. This is what's the fact that these lot are now having second thoughts about De Zerbi and they're thinking to keep Erik Ten Hag. It's long. It's long.
You know what? We're gonna have to wait and see. For me, the biggest thing is wait and see. FC. It might look a bit confused. I mean, I got that on United Real Therapy. Later on, I got INEOS confused. There's confused FC. So we're gonna wait. We're gonna wait.
And be carefully deliberating. And you know what? Sometimes as businessmen, they don't want to make the wrong decision.
The biggest thing for me is quickly to say they have to get this decision right.
That's what I'm saying.
And they have to, regardless what the fan base says, regardless how we lose the plot, they have to back the next person if they're getting rid of Erik Ten Hag.
Yes.
But to me, I'm not going to lie to you, I'd rather keep.
Also, if they were getting Southgate, which right now, as it stands here, Southgate does not have any sort of mindset towards any club or whatever. They will never ever find out if Southgate. Look at the biggest gamble they're taking. If people believe this argument, Southgate is going to become the new manager. Southgate, let's say, for example, they should go out of the group, right? They should go out of the group. So we're looking at end of June, July, as they're trying to appoint a new manager. And you're telling me Southgate, who then has to report back to Manchester, deliberate, whatever, that probably takes another week. You're looking at mid-July, where then we're supposed to be on pre-season tour for Man United, to be waiting on Southgate. Them in their minds, if they were to think like that, it would be crazy. And that's why I just don't think it's even possible that this got into their mind of Southgate. Waiting for Southgate. Wait, are you seriously? Are you waiting all the way until mid-July for Southgate? It's just logistically, like logically, it doesn't make sense.
Southgate is already making moves for one of the INEOS is interested. Tommy Heaton's be taken to the Euros. So when in between the games, Tommy Heaton is giving him the playbook.
I'm gonna wrap it up.
Make sure that he's prepped. That's why I've been told by a fan. I've been literally texted that Tommy Heaton today, shockingly, has been included on the English.
Yeah, I know, because he's the one goalkeeper.
He's there representing. He's got the folders. INEOS have given him the folders to give Southgate, so that Southgate knows what he's walking into.
Bro, listen. Guys, there's
if you're free, jump on, man. We're gonna talk about the football media, the racism. We're gonna talk about.
Come on, man.
We're gonna talk about Tuchel twerking. We're gonna talk about obviously confused FC. So join the conversation if you guys want.
Yeah, man.
And by the way, we're 130 away from 10K.
Come on, people. Come on, guys. Get to know this channel now, man. Come on, people, man. You lot, get him to 10K, man. Get him to 10K, people. And guys, get these likes up to at least 500 likes, man. How on earth we don't get 500 likes per stream is ridiculous. We're on 419 likes. We should be on a minimum of 500. We don't ask for much. We just ask you to like the video. It's free. It's free to like. It helps the channel grow. And we need to get up the algorithm. So please do hit the like button on your way out. Come head over now. We're going to redirect to Nordish channel. And yeah, if there's any breaking news, it's a breaking news. But other than that, I'll see you lot tomorrow on me and Musa will be live in the morning for the Saeed TV Daily, man. You know what I'm saying to you? But yeah, 10:30, we'll see you there. But we're out, people. Take care. Bye-bye. Peace.